Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the public meeting for testimonials for Monday, September 14th, 2020. This is the broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department, a part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'm joined with Dan as a co-host here today, and perhaps we'll have some other co-hosts as the day goes on. We've got several things to present today as testimonials of the plasma, the power of the plasma technology, you might say. So this meeting is for people to share their plasma experience in any language, and people are welcome to come if you have a translator or can speak English. Then we have this platform for people to show and talk about what they experience with the plasma technology. Well, I think we're ready for a presentation, and we have Ricardo here, who's been a knowledge seeker for a number of years, and he has an experience that he would like to present. And he may need a translator, but I think his English is doing really good, actually. I think he can do quite well. So Ricardo, would you like to go ahead here and tell us your story?
Hi, good morning. My name is Ricardo Gutierrez. I am a knowledge seeker living in California, Hanford, California, Central California. And I am, for the Spanish platform, I send the plasma for anyone who need it here in USA, Spanish speaking mostly, but I send to anyone who need it. And I'm sending a lot to Miami. Illness person with already had the COVID-19. And last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was on Friday, Thursday or Friday, from not the last one before. And I received a message to send to a guy, and I sent it, but I don't know what happened. He told me do not arrive the plasma, and he started to call me almost every day, desperate, because he was so weak, and he's a guy was alone, and all the he lives alone, 40 something years age. He lived with her dogs, 2 dogs, but the dogs can be with him because the COVID-19. And he was calling me, and I talked with him. I tried to comfort him, but last Thursday and Friday, the message was so sadly, because, well, make me sadly because he was desperate. Her body, he told me, my body is so weak, I need help. And Ricardo, when you think the plasma will arrive? And I sent again on Friday. In this time, I sent him plasma, not only GANs from cup 1 and cup 2, not only the plasma, hoping with the hope of he get enough. But last Saturday, he let me know very morning, he was so weak. Her body was so weak. And in my desperation, I sat in front of my 5 cups. I have my 5 cups on my job, and I have 5 cups on my house. My wife has her own 5 cups, and my son have her 5 cups. So I put in front of my 5 cups, and I let him know by message to take anything he needs from my soul. I want to let know that when I thought about to share from my soul, I was little nervous. I cannot say, oh, I was so happy to share. No, at the beginning, it was too, I feeling little nervous and with a feeling of crying. I let my wife know um, to what I was to do, and I sent him that text message. I told him to share video call, and by video call, and I saw him. He was in very bad shape, and when um I told him to deep breath, I take some drops from each of my 5 cups, and I put in a little container, and then I take from that container mixed drops, 2 or 3 to my tummy, because when I did it before, I feel my body how can be able to get all the energy from not only from the sun. I'm so sensitive for energy, and I know it's another kind of energies coming from uh, everywhere. I feel it on my body. I can feel it. And when after I put the 3, 4, 2, 3 drops on my tummy, I try to connect myself with my cups and with something higher. Mr. Keshe told us, Unicos, I try to connect with that. And then I thought in him while I was saying to him to what I was doing. I told him to deep breath, to connect with with me, trying to use the earth to connect with me. We make an try touching my finger, um, pointy finger from my left hand on my right hand. And he told me, yes, I can feel it. I feel it on my right hand. When I confirmed that, I start to share from my soul to him. I was nervous and I don't want to say nothing to him about what I was feeling, but he asked me, what do you feel? What do you see? And I told him, in a moment, everything around me, when we close the eyes, is black. But after some seconds, it's began to be lightly, like white, all around me. And then I feel I was like a lighting, and he wanted to go into the lighting, into the light. And when he was inside the light, he cannot um, believe it. It's happened about 3, 4 minutes. Then I told him to make it automatic to cure himself, to help others. Um, I want to repeat that I say, take anything you need, take freely what you need from my soul to to cure yourself and to help others. That was my words to him, and then I asked him to receive. And well, I don't want it to say what I feeling, but I feeling him um to be cured. But I don't want to say that kind of stuff because you know I don't want it. I don't like it. It's like I don't want it. Just I don't want it to say that. I only told him, you know what's happened right now, right? And he was crying and he told me, yes, I know. I can't believe it. Thank you. Thank you. And he sent me yesterday, but I say today, I see today one message he sent me yesterday, a proof of he hasn't COVID-19. And if you let me share, I can show.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. And this is the this is IRS obviously the name, but this is her him birthday. And I was when I saw this message, I was in shock. I never duped when I do anything about Keshe plasma. I never duped, not never.
You
I
never
mean,
doubt, you say. You never doubt. Hmm.
no, yes, I never dubbed, never.
You have confidence, yes.
Yes, I am so confident because at the beginning when I start with the plasma, wasn't sure, but once uh, on my very beginning, I was doing sync GANs, and it's start to forming some faces in 3D. I recorded on video cam to show later, but I don't find the charger. I will share it with the um, I will when I recover the video. But I start to feel the feels. I have I already did my mini magraphs, my car magraphs, and the very 2 or 3 doesn't work how I want it. But after some um, more practice, I don't know, to understanding of the knowledge of the um, fields, and I don't know too much about fields. Believe me, I don't know how the uh, CEO uh, numbers you get. I'm just feel it, the energy, and I made the first to my wife and say about the well, I'm here in the mid central valley in California, and it's about 2 hours to go to LA, Los Angeles, and any other car spend more gas uh, all the times. But in my PT Cruise here, my wife spent only 1/4 gas on the go, on the going, and 1/4 back. Half gallon, half tank gasoline. When it was just one tank, spending one gasoline tank in only to go to LA. And recently, I have um, my minimagraphs 2 or 3 with the governor closed businesses. I be forced to make some and to share with others, uh, selling it. to get some money. But I talk with the McGrath because I can connect to them, and I ask how much to sell it, or how much to to help others and help myself. And he give me a price, just the time you get and the materials. And this is crazy to all around the people all around me here, but the minimagraph um, can receive commands. If I say to the minimagraph to give me more power and maximum efficiency on gas, it give it to me. Is if I ask the minimagraph to put 4 more pistons, he gave me the force of 8 pistons. If I ask to put, I know it's crazy, but if I say I need, I don't know how to say amortiguador, but suspension. I need a cosmic suspension. Doesn't matter the road, doesn't matter the railroads I go through, don't feel it. If I say to them, when I ask for more power, always I has to ask for special brakes, because if I don't, I cannot stop. It's a lot of power. Always my intention, I have a lot of respect with the souls, all the souls, not only human souls. It's animals, plants, houses, everything has a soul. I understand that by Mr. Keshe. And I guess the respect to them uh, allow me to try to do or doing um, all this stuff I am doing. Is That's incredible. I can talk. I already have talked with Mr. Keshe, so, and about something personal I have right now. And he only answered me, don't worry, everything will be okay. Don't worry, don't worry. He always say that to me. And well, the mainly I just shared what I'm doing. I don't have a lot of times. I don't understand theoretically the guns, the fields, but I can feel it, and I can feel um, I can feel uh, the the fields. I can feel the fields, and that's great to me. Okay, on my place work, there is a um, aesthetic salon, and at the beginning of all this, I repaint with GANs, COP one GANs, and some guys how I am publishing about plasma and all this technology against the COP-19. Some person, you know, some person have some energy not too good, and already positive, true positive COP-19 has come with me, and did not, I did not get infected. It is because the pain, because I can feel the pain, and I show the people when go into the salon to feel the feels. And I say it's like 2 big magnets on each wall. That's why you can feel it. So any person, how protocol said on the special plasma time, when are between 2 big plasma like walls, cannot the COP-19 get out. And I already tested, I already, I don't know how to say comprobación. I already prove it. I already prove it, and I am the proof of the gases on the pain work pretty good. Uh, I, I, I'm not infected. I touch several people, several persons, and well, in Spanish, I'm here the one to help who need it. And I already has treated 10 persons with COVID-19 very true. I want to specific true positives COVID-19s because some people do not have the COVID-19. Use the test, say COVID-19 because when the county make the test to the people and say it's positive, and sometimes this person call me to make the test. And when I do the test to this person, they not show any symptom. When I spray the protocol, they not say, do not feel nothing. After I do that, I tell to them, you don't have COVID-19. Maybe it's another thing, anything else, but not COVID-19. And I have the experience of 3 persons the same day on my chair, sitting before I do the haircut, and I spray to the plasma water cup 1. I spray on the hair before I do the service, protect to him and protect to myself. And I always spray myself when I wake up, during the day, and when I go sleep. Okay, I want to stay. When I spray the water, 3 persons already feel like a brick. They have a brick on the hands, on the hombro, next to the chest, and they feel like heavy. They are loading something heavy. And I just told them this about the plasma. Okay, the mainly testimonial I want to say was the one from Miami. I connect myself with my cups, my 5 cups, and I connect with the person. And I hope I send the link of this meeting in the Spanish speaking meeting. In 15 minutes we'll start, and to share and hear from him own words what happened or what he felt. I don't want to say, I just want to share and let everybody know this technology works and works beyond our own imagination, beyond our imagination. I can't believe this technology allowed me to do what I did. Thank you, Rick.
Beautiful story, Ricardo. I was wondering if maybe you want to tell it quickly, just the gist of it in Spanish, because there's quite a few Spanish speaking people here that might not have understood the English very well. And maybe you could just quickly, in a couple of minutes, repeat in Spanish the main ideas that you were talking about here. Does that sound good?
Yes, sure. Ok, mi nombre es Ricardo Gutiérrez, vivo en el Valle Central, aquí en California, y soy el encargado, el voluntario para mandar plasma o para regalar el plasma a quien quiera que lo necesite. Tengo bastantes galones. Desde marzo, enero, febrero, marzo, desde marzo lo he estado haciendo pile up, lo he estado amontonando. Últimamente he recibido bastantes pedidos de auxilio, de ayuda con plasma para Miami. Hace 2 semanas, me parece que fue el jueves, miércoles, no estoy seguro, me pidió alguien de Miami y por X o Y razón nunca le llegó, no le llegó. Entonces el lunes pasado, hace 8 días, él me llamó y me dijo que se sentía muy mal, que estaba muy débil y que se sentía muy mal, su físico se sentía muy mal. No pude rastrear el paquete, no aparecía nada. Así estuve, el miércoles otra vez nos hablamos, pero el jueves y el viernes sus llamadas eran muy, me daba mucho dolor y tristeza escucharlo porque es desesperante escuchar a alguien cuando necesita apoyo, necesita ayuda y tú no, impotente, ¿no? Ya ahorita ya hablé yo hablé con una de las compañeras para que su esposo reciba un buen, por lo menos medio litro o un medio galón o un galón de Gans puro para que me ayude por acá, por allá en esa área. Parece ser que soy de los únicos hispanos aquí en California, aquí en Estados Unidos. Si hay más, les pediría que se contactaran conmigo porque a veces me siento un poquito, hay veces que no puedo entrar a ningún chat mandando las cosas que tengo que mandar. Se me hace a veces, no es uno, no son dos, son bastantes. Y a veces se les acaba y me piden otra vez. Pero bueno, este sábado el muchacho muy temprano me dijo que necesitaba ayuda, que no podía con su problema, mucha debilidad. Entonces le dije a mi esposa que me iba a conectar y que le iba a dar de mi alma a él. En mi trabajo tengo mis 5 copas, pero también tengo otras 5 en la casa. Yo me puse frente a mis 5 copas. Yo dije hace rato que mi esposa tiene sus propias 5 copas y mi hijo sus propias 5 copas. La razón de cada copa es porque mi hijo, por ejemplo, tenía depresión y le estuve poniendo pastillas de magnesio y pastillas de la depresión para evitar los efectos secundarios. Con mi esposa lo mismo. Eh, Ella fue por su periodo y tenía depresión, tenía ah, alta presión, tenía muchas cosas que, bueno, ahorita ya no toma ninguna pastilla, ninguna pastilla. Se lo puse a la copa lo que era la copa 1 antes, o sea, que viene siendo no a la copa del alma, sino a la copa del alma de la fisicalidad. Y bueno, por eso quería aclarar eso, por eso tenemos cada quien nuestras 5 copas. Y yo en el trabajo tengo mis 5 copas, porque cada vez que me piden plasma, yo primero les mando energía. Una compañera que se llama Liliana López, en el grupo de la plataforma de español, fue la que nos enseñó cómo hacer eso. Entonces, yo siempre les mando antes de mandarles el plasma. En cuanto me doy cuenta, les mando. Pero este día fue algo diferente. Me puse frente a mis 5 copas, le mandé un mensaje a él pidiéndole que tomara de mi alma libremente lo que necesitara para sanarse y para ayudar a los demás. Le pedí que respirara profundo, le pedí que se conectara con la tierra para que fuera más fácil. Yo me conecté con algo más grande que yo. Le hice algo en mi mano y le pedí que él me dijera que en qué mano lo sentía. Y me dijo que en la mano derecha. Y como efectivamente yo lo estaba haciendo en mi mano derecha, entonces me di cuenta que la conexión estaba lista. Y le dije que tomara todo lo que necesitara. Yo, al estar conectado, al cerrar los ojos es todo negro, pero después vi todo blanco y después sentí como si yo me hubiera convertido en un rayo y como si este muchacho dudara primero en entrar al rayo y una vez que entró en ese rayo se miraba las manos y no lo podía creer, decía que era increíble. Esto duró unos 4 minutos tal vez. No mencioné esto en inglés, pero vi a su papá y vi a otra persona también, siendo yo un rayo. Y yo le pedí que dejara esa toma en automático. Cuando terminamos la sesión, él estaba llorando y él decía que no lo podía creer. Me preguntó que qué sentí y le dije, pues yo sentí esto, lo que les acabo de comentar. Yo tenía toda la certeza de que él ya no tenía nada, pero yo no se lo quise decir. Me parecía mucho orgullo o mucha soberbia de mi parte, porque no soy yo quien hace las cosas, es la energía, es el plasma, son las copas. Yo solamente soy un conducto, es como regar el pasto La manguera no puede decir que gracias a la manguera el pasto está verde, es gracias al agua, la manguera solamente es un conducto, yo solamente fui un conducto en ese momento. Ayer me mandó una fotografía, que es la que está en pantalla, y me está diciendo que es negativo. O sea que esto pasó el sábado, lo que hicimos, y ayer ya me mandó esta fotografía. Él se sentía muy débil, él era un verdadero positivo. Conozco a los verdaderos positivos, sé cuáles son los síntomas porque he tratado a varias personas aquí alrededor. La gente que confía en el plasma, la gente que cree en el plasma aquí en el Valle Central, ha venido a que la trate. Y sigo los protocolos de la revista, de The Times, Plasma Times, la Special Edition, para hacerlo. Espero que haya servido de algo este testimonio. Con mucho gusto les puedo dar explicación de cómo es que hago cualquier cosa, y esperaba, yo le mandé el link a este muchacho para ver si podía entrar ahorita a esta plataforma, o si no, por lo menos a la otra, ojalá pueda entrar. Me gustaría mucho que escucharan de la voz de él o de sus palabras de él, porque es impactante. A mí se me hace, esto es algo nuevo para mí, algo que la verdad todavía me cuesta trabajo creer. Gracias por permitirme compartir. Gracias, Mr. Keshe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much for all knowledge you have given to all us. Thank you. And Rick, thank you very much. Anything else? Any question?
Yeah, let's see if there's any questions. That's a really wonderful story, and it shows a new way of approaching the technology. So basically, just so we can recount, you seem to have, to my understanding, you basically transferred the emotion of that healing energy to the other person, that they receive that, and what a few days later they have recovered and have a negative test.
Next day, Rick. Next day.
Next day. Okay.
Yes, that's why I'm in shock, and I don't know. You guys know, because you have all the knowledge, all the theory, and you know all the letters. I don't. I'm just have the feelings, because I can feel the feels.
Well, that's the most important part, though. All the rest of it doesn't matter, because you need to feel the feels in order to get the work done that you're doing. So all the other theory is just to get to the point of being able to feel the fields. That's the whole point of all the other knowledge. And you're already there, so whatever knowledge you can add to get a better understanding of what you're already doing, so much the better. But it seems like you're doing it right, so you don't have to change anything. It's just if you want to understand more, and maybe then you can be of even more service, because then you can be more specific and know what you're doing, and that's what it's all about.
Yes, I guess, yes, I need a little bit more knowledge, because I don't know what I just say. I can just say I just connect with him. I don't know what connect with him. I don't know what, but I can. Okay, Rick, you want to? Okay, I will ask you. I will ask you if you can. Just put your hands upwards, and I will connect with you to show you what I do with the guy. Just put your hands upwards. Now I know I am connected you already, and I am doing something in one hand. Can you feel it on the palm?
Well, I feel a heat, a bit of a heat.
Yes. which hands?
On my right hand.
Yes. I'm going to share. Um, I'm going to share the same, but just how I do this, I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let me.
Is needed to open the camera?
I will open. Yes, I need to open the camera. Can I?
Let me just make a adjustment here, and you should be able to now, I think. Thank you, Dan, for the suggestion.
Okay.
Okay, we see you're there, or we did. No, it went out.
Okay, let me. Okay.
There.
Okay. I'm just with my will. I connect with yourself, and here I go. Can you feel it, Rick? And actually, I know somebody else put the hand upwards. That heat is this what I am doing. Right there. Rick, can you feel that?
Well, I wasn't, I didn't have my hands up when you started doing that. I was fiddling around.
But I use this. I don't touch. I don't touch. But if you can see, well, something happened. That's why I know meet the foundation, because the plasma or the sun energy, I call plasma, stick on my body, and can feel the it is black color I did yesterday. It's light, because we are made of light, and there is some light flowing out of my body on my fingers. And well, that light is the one who, when I connect with somebody, the first test I do is I do on any hands, not only the right hands, can be any hands. And sometimes I can feel the weak, I can feel the sickness, and with the symptoms I can do something connected with others. But I don't born this way. I started doing this 2 years, from 2.5 years, 3 years to the date. And okay, that's it.
Well, that was one question I had, is whether people are born with these abilities, or whether it's something that we accumulate through experience and you know, just trying it and that kind of thing. So what was it that got you started with your feeling of the fields? What was it that enabled you to start feeling the fields?
I'm not sure. Wow. I was researching why this happened to me, because I really don't belong to any beliefs. And somebody let me know to contact Keshe Foundation, because the stuff on my hands was plasma. And that's why I know the Keshe Foundation. But this happened 3 years ago on the summer, and was very, very, very desesperating condition. because when it's a lot of sunny days, the very first summer, it was 3 summers, science trees. You know, the first summer three summers ago, and was so disappointing because my body was full of this energy, and I didn't know what to do with this energy. It was the sensation was of throwing, but on my hands, on my fingers, on my leg. So that's what was a sensation very uh, desperate to me. And I start to work with plasma. I hear Vicente, Ursula, John, Jose, Morgan. I hear them. In that way, I start to control this on myself was with GANs, because when I hear Vicente, John was John, well, one of the, I am the magraps, we are the reactors, we can create the same plasma, then I just accept this belief and I start to, all this energy that stick on my body, I send to others. And when, like right now, the 5 cups is so helpful to me because if I full of energy, I'm just step in front of my 5 cups and equilibrate myself, and it does good. But always I am sending to people when I take the message for help. I send it, and when some people send message again, hey, may you please send me another more plasma? And the very first I do is sending energy and then the plasma. But no, I didn't born the plasma, the GANs help me to control it, and it's happened 3 years ago, Rick.
Okay, very good. Does anyone else have a question for Ricardo or something they are interested in what he said?
Visto che Stefania c'ha la mano alzato. Oops, I see Stefania have the hand up. Sorry, I speak in Italian because I make the translation.
Yes, thanks, Valis. It was actually for a testimonial I want to give, but this is very interesting as well. Like I'm very happy to hear what this gentleman saying. I suppose it's like distance healing. You know.
Yes, very much.
And you know, if you work with distance healing, why you should not work with plasma? So, very interesting testimonial. Thank you so much. But if anyone else want to make a question regarding this, and then when we finish the question, I can share my testimonial.
Okay, perfect, thank you. I think I guess the Spanish meeting is just starting now. Is that correct?
Yes, I have to go to my meeting, and I want, Rick, if you let me know, I want to say, Stefania, the doctor, thank you very much, because the testimonial of the free myalgia help me to help others. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. That's what it's all about. So thanks a lot for your testimonial, Ricardo. It's very interesting, and it seems to be the way of the future in my estimation, because it may come to a point where we can't personally deliver things to people anymore, or have the personal interactions that we are so used to, and we may have to do things over internet or by delivering healthcare by telephone essentially, or by Zoom. So that's an interesting idea.
Sure, Rick. Just ask. You can contact me. Everybody has my contact, and I am the one who sent the plasma in Spanish here in Central California. Just last step I want to share to everybody. In my city, I put on all the crossing, the principal crossing, I put GANs COP 2 on the principal crossings, avenues. And here in Hanford, California, Hanford, the spread start after a lot of time. And when I did that by Facebook, I say to everybody who follow me to pass by the crossing, to stick on the tires, and to carry to everywhere, and but finish the my GANS Cup 2 finished, and I can do too much. So the growing here was so slowly. It's so slowly. That's not the same like the counties around. That's it. Thank you, Rick, and see you next time. Thank you very much for letting me share.
Ricardo, prima di andare, sorry, before you go, you have the question from Maria Calve in the Q&A. It's asking how many you put in the guns, you put in the paint, in the varnish.
And on the what? I'm sorry?
In the paint, when you're painting the wall with guns.
Oh, just a little, like a, well, not too little. Half of a cup of coffee on each wall. And I put GANs, GANs and plasma GANs with the aminos. Not only the GANs, with the GANs without the aminos has an effect. GANs, plasma, like 1 cup of coffee, GANs and plasma water, half GANs, and my place is not too long, but I guess 40 feet, maybe 40 feet long, and high will be 3-4 feet each wall. And that's enough. That's enough for a very stronger feeling.
So we might say it's, say, roughly 1,000 square feet, and you say it's a half a cup of the actual GANs, a cup mixture, or 1 cup of GANs?
1 cup of coffee. You see the cup of coffee? There are small ones. That small one,
Mm-hmm.
I of the regular coffee one, I put half of GANs with plasma and aminos. And by the way, I put like 1 spoon of aminos.
Okay, and that's for the whole place that you did,
Yes.
Probably roughly 1,000 square feet or something. So basically a cup per 1,000 square feet sounds like a good ratio.
Excuse me?
A cup of GANs for every 1,000 square feet of painting.
Yes, about that, yes.
Would that be what, a gallon, or how much paint did you go through?
Okay, it was like a gallon, because I already was painting. That place was painted like 2 months ago, and just left 1 gallon or less than 1 gallon, maybe 3/4 of gallon, and I add 1 cup. How I say, and that's enough because, well, to me that's very easy. Feel the feels. So I tested, and that's incredible. You can be in one corner of the place, and I can be on the other corner, turning my face, not in front of you, opposite of you, and can move my hands, and you can feel the feels on the hands, doing nothing, just staying with sense, and you can feel the feels. Everybody has feel the feels. And I don't have magraps in there. But I want to share 2 last weekend, not this last weekend, one before, something happened, and I don't know why. I need to ask. Well, I already did with Spanish platform. I finished with the magraps and for a lady in Arizona, and I cannot be able to receive and to send any signal, any phone or internet signal. By the way, I was without clients that day because no in calls, no out calls, and but it was showing we have signal. I noticed that because my wife went to the hospital to a regular test, and he was calling us by 2 hours. It's field, I call it field protection. John told me this protection dome stay about 2 hours or something like that, 3 hours maybe, because my wife still stay calling us, my son and I, by 2 hours after she finished the hospital appointment, and we never received any phone call from her. And she say, "Hey, I was calling you, you never answer." But just happened that way, and I don't put the magraps, the mini magraps inside anymore. I stay outside in the car. Mini magraps are so powerful, so powerful. Any other question?
Well, I think we have to let you go for your meeting there, but kind of interested in what you mean by mini magrav. If you could explain briefly.
Excuse me, I didn't understand. Again, repeat again, please.
I'm wondering, what do you mean by mini magrav?
Okay. I mean with mini magrav the version 2 of Bernie. I don't remember the other guy. But all the information is in the 133 workshop, English knowledge seeker in English, 133 and 134. I didn't know that. I have to research it right now because my Spanish speaking knowledge seekers wanted to know, and I really don't take from the 133. I take out from any other video. I don't remember even the video. I just tested by the fields, and I exchange the lead. I guess it's called lead. The one on the central, who is showing there, I exchange by gold, cans of gold.
Lead in center. Lead.
Lead,
yes. Like a plomo, piombo.
Yes, yo quité el plomo y lo cambié por oro. Y con una potencia que llega a picar en la mano. Si se pone la mano muy, pues no tan cerquita, pero no tan lejos. Like if you put the hands about 3 inch, you can feel like stuff. And when you put it more far, you can feel it. Oh, by the way, I can put how its plasma stick on my body too. I can hold balls of plasma from the magraps. It's 133. Is the one who make 3 coils and 4 containers of water and plasma water, plasma CO2, CO2, CuO2, CuO2, CH3. I put my CO3 far away, how Mr. Keshe told us. No one's go through, and I don't throw it out to the flush because I don't know where it's going to go through, and I guess it's safe right now there. And I put on, well, with my intention, I put in a box, energy box, and I close it. The energy cannot get out from there. With my intention, I did it, and guess it's working. In the central coil, the central container has the GANs, the gold GANs, gold plasma water. I put a little GANs, not too any other. That is I call mini magraps. By the way, if you want, I can share. I have one in my car because my son car has one. I don't have car right now, but my son car, my daughter car, and my wife car has one. And I have one. If you want, I can share.
Sure, that'd be great to see. Thank you.
Let me get it.
It's version 2 of Douglas and Verney when it's
Yes,
making the coil in the tip star, the gravitational with magnetical, and I searching in the Telegram. It's better not the picture. I stay cool. You show the minimagram. Sorry.
sure. Let me get it in. Oops. I made it always on small containers, but in this time I haven't a small one. Oops. Okay. When I made it, well, how I say I did it because the business closet, and I made it for help me and help others. Always I say I talk with them with the magraps because, but to me the magraps, well, to me all this technology is alive. Is alive. There is no dead material. It's alive. So I talk with them, and I ask them for the commands, and they okay, that right. Okay. Oh yes, I'm this okay has to be okay. Can you see it pretty good?
Yes.
Okay, this it was on the car, and I take it out, and this is let me put it. Okay. Okay, right here. This is moved a little bit right now. And there is no market on it, but CH3. No, this is the CO2, CH3, CNO, but something happened here. And the gold one. And the connections, I try to seal it up. I try to seal with glue. And well, I really don't want it to say this, but this is my cup one. I was doing, I'm rebuilding again because, but I don't have the material for my fourth, and my fifth. And it's behind, it's a mess right now here, but I'm moving some stuff, but you can see the rebrotes, I don't know how to say, los rebrotes.
Lemon tree.
Yeah, it's a orange tree, but what I say is all these new ones is around the 5 cups. Well, it's not yet the 5 because I was building yesterday these 5 cups, but I want to share something with this. When I put in front like this, the field is so stronger, and my feeling is this cup to be the soul, the cup of the soul, and small ones, this is the physicality, soul of the man. And I did not finish it. Okay. And this tool, that's why the plasma water is a little down, because that don't seal pretty good. And this one is the one who made the stuff on my workplace. Okay. And what I'm saying about feeling, and I think everybody, I cover with aluminum. I cover always. That's why the aluminum was here. When you put like that, you can feel the fields. And let me.
Do you cover it in aluminum foil when it's in your car?
Yes, I always cover it. And like right here is has like a glue.
Connection.
Yes. Correction. Yes. Okay. And mainly I do this not to keep the fields in. Maybe it's happened. I don't have too much theory, but I do it mainly for the CH3. And but okay, this one is made with gold with intention to help others and to connect with others. With all, when I say connect with others, is with all. And like the CN2, like the CNO, excuse me. And my wife cannot be close to this minimograph because she feel pain on the head or too much energy. Maybe I was a customer. And when I do this from up, let me show. This is so interesting to me because when I do like this, the plasma stick is getting out plasma from here and stick on my hands. If I leave my hands and I like recovering and again several times, 5, 6 times, the plasma right now here in my hands, the plasma is I can hold, I guess it's hold, I can hold it. And the plasma is turning this way, always this way, because I can give to somebody else to hold on the hands and or put the one hand in the middle, and the person can feel how touch go through, how I don't know how to say, golpea, toca aquí y vuelve a cruzar y toca, la persona mueve la mano así. The person move the hands this way because when I do this, this is the energy of here is alive. I try to put one Keshe pen like this to see what to experiment, just to experiment, and can be because it's a lot of energy and can hurt somebody. So the pen can't. We cannot put a magra pointing a Keshe pen because it's so powerful and the person can feel pain. I did it. And I wanted to show my pen, but it's not here. No, that's not here. Maybe my son have it. But my pen is inside one hose of this de este grueso, this size, and the coil I don't remember exactly how many turns but the coil is nano coil. This is not nano. Inside, and the plasma inside is from my 5 cups. By the way, I feel I need to finish the same day Mr. Keshe told us, and I finished the morning or the morning, and I get the cans, the water, because the like this the cup of the soul is that's energy in here. That's only energy. And that energy, you can see, well, I can feel it. And there's no gas, that's energy here in here. And that's why I put on the pen in my Keshe can. And oops, I don't want to say all this, Rick. I has closed and search operation. You know, when it's bad, this tendon in here, some people make surgery, and a lady 1 week after take the operation, the surgery, show me and say it was infected, and the hospital give her antibiotics and stuff. After she show me, I put the pen. It's double. It's like this size, and because I hold with one hand and it's another, and closed the operation in the 8 minutes later. So my belief is any operation can be closed in no more than 10, 15 minutes. It depends the law. It depends the intention. It depends if you want others to be well. And I have done with person with 8 minutes close the operation. I don't have that picture right now because I changed my phone, but it's happened last year on February last year. I guess I finished. I don't want to show me like show off, Rick, but I say I'm feeling. I love Keshe Foundation. I really love Mr. Keshe, and when he's teaching us, and I can feel the love he has with all of us. That's incredible. When I feel what happened 1 month to 1 month and a half ago, I feel the field of Mr. Keshe, and I say to my platform to send good vibes, good talks to Mr. Keshe because it was on hard time, and I can feel it too. Rick.
Thank you, Ricardo, for all this. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm here to serve
Yes.
others.
Yes, great, great testimonial. Thank you very much. I'm sure you got more to share, and we'll have to save some for the next testimonials, perhaps. But yeah, it's great stuff. Thank you for all the work you're doing there.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, you, Brick, all you guys, all you, Keshe Foundation, all the person who share, all the person who should share without hoping nothing in hours, and that's why I'm sending the plasma to anywhere I can, and freely. And I do it because you guys teach me. Thank you very much. You saved my family. I cannot share this by this media, but you guys saved my family, saved me, and after it's happened this week. I will share with all of you what was my stuff. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll have a great meeting in the Spanish group there. I'm sure you'll inspire them as much as you'll inspire them as much as you've inspired us. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was great. Very good. Let me see, I have to get your video off there, Ricardo. I can stop video. There we go. All righty. Well, any other discussion about that, or shall we move into Stefania's presentation? Remind the attendees they can put their virtual hands up if you'd like to say something or want to become a panelist to present. Well, Stefania, I think the floor is yours. You've got something you'd like to for show and tell here?
Yes, thank you, Rick. I just want to thank you to Ricardo. It was a great testimonial. I have to say, I learned a lot. It gave me a lot of confidence. Listen, Ricardo, because it are things we always heard from our teaching, that when you work at the soul level, you can have instant result and is more powerful. You know, here someone actually doing it and live by it. It's very inspiring. So I wish one day I could come closer to what he's doing. I just wanted to share my experience that I had this very recently about the guns. On Friday, basically I broke 2 tooths. Suddenly 2 tooth just broke, both in 1 week. And I don't know if this is connected to the COVID, because if the virus connected to the calcium, I suppose it could take can take calcium out of your body, I suppose. And because I had the COVID in March, that I successfully take off all the symptoms using the guns, thanks to Mr. Keshe gave me all the support. So I'm really grateful to him and to the Keshe Technology and the KF SSI. So I'm very grateful to all this knowledge. So I had a few months ago, I had my teeth suddenly they broke, two of them, and so I had them very recently make a cover as the lockdown lifted. I could, and the dentist opened, I could go into the dentist and have a temporary fillings. But since I had the temporary fillings, I start to slightly start to have some pain on one of the tooth that had the temporary fillings. And so I thought, maybe all the dentist didn't clean properly, because it happened to me before in the past, where if the dentist doesn't clean properly the tooth when he has got a hole and he covered, it could cause another inflammation. So on Friday, I had the pain on and off, and on Friday everything escalated. Like I start to really have severe pain, and my face start to swollen, and I start to notice a black patch on my gown, and I start to have pain on my throat. And I thought, okay, now it's clear. I definitely have a problem on my tooth. So I thought straight away I have to take off the temporary fillings, to let the hair to come in, because if you block the hair, maybe it's the time where you have the infection. So I take advantage of Azar, that she's a dentist. So I show her the pictures. And definitely she said, yeah, I think you got inflammation there. You have to go straight away to a dentist, if you can. And then I shared the picture with Mr. Keshe, and he confirmed as well. He said, definitely you have problem in one of the tooth you had the temporary fillings. And of course I knew that, but yeah. So what I did, I start to non-stop for 2 hours. Because I remember Mr. Keshe telling us that if you collect the salt from the cup number 2, it's very good antibiotic. And also I remember from the teaching of Mr. Keshe that when you start to do the washing, if you save in another container the salt water that you when you collect in the guns, when the guns are ready and you collect in the guns after you collect the amino acid, and you let settle the guns at the bottom, and then you start your first washing. That means the process, for who doesn't know, to take off the salt from the water. Mr. Keshe always suggests us to keep that salt water that you take off for the first washing, to save it, because it's very good antiseptic. So it's always recommended you can use it for disinfect, or if you got fever, or if you got any inflammation. So the pain started escalated, and I was in the middle of I was not in London. I was, because I'm living in UK. I went to see my boyfriend, so I was in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere, so away. So I thought, okay, I have to. Luckily, I did some cup for him, and I had just a day for luck. I did my first. I was starting my first washing, just as a coincidence. So I had ready the salted water from the first wash, and then again, for a coincidence, I had I collected the salt from the second cup, and I had it with me. So I started to put many things. So for the first 2 hours, non-stop, I was gargling the water, the salted water. When you gargle, when you have sore throat, because everything started actually with a sore throat, and then the pain escalates. So I start to gargle, and then I start to do mouth washing with the salted water. And then I was putting in between the gargle and the washing, I was putting the dry salt in the gums. The gums was very red, and I start to have a black dot just under the tooth. and the gums also start to get blackish, like really strange color. And then I noticed as the time was go past, I had this white patent on top of my gums, and that I recognized that I recognized that one also in March, a similar one. So I started straight away to doing the washing for 2 hours non-stop, and because it was very late at night, so then I went to sleep. And so, but that one was enough to take off. I had the face start to swallow, the cheeks swell up, and it was hurting to even talk or move my mouth. My boyfriend wanted to take if this goes hot, we have to maybe go for emergency or something. I said, okay, let me try this, because we tried to call the dentist, but of course, because it was night, you know, they give emergency number. So because it's evening, let me just work with the guns, because I know the guns work. So I'm just gonna start with this, because the only option we have anywhere right now. And then we take it from there. And after 2 hours already, the swelling was down, and the guns were less red. And already I thought, oh my God, I'm recovering already, no? And I put some dry salt in my gun, and I just went to sleep. And then the next day I woke up and I was again better. So I didn't get, can you hear me?
Sì, Stefania.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, because someone called me, and yeah. So, and then I had the next day still again fine, still a little bit of pain, still like the guns was a little bit sore. So I continuous just with the washing of just this very simply just did. I just kept using the salt water of cup number 2, and put the dry salt on the guns where the black dot was, and continuous on Saturday, on and off, not with particularly a protocol, and just now and then I was putting whatever I can. I was gargling and drinking the plasma water for the first wash. And then on Sunday, even more better. Like I thought, oh my God, the guns now, they look normal. Still a little bit tender there, but this one was gone. Because my sister told me, if you got abscess, because I thought on Saturday, I thought I was gonna have abscess, inflammation on my guns. So my sister said to me, if you got abscess, because in the meantime, on Saturday I called the dentist, and they could see me on Monday. That was today. So I have to resist until Monday. And my sister said to me, Mr. Keshe to me, go to dentist. Haza said to me, you have to go to dentist. Something wrong with your tooth, no doubt. And so I then yesterday I continuous again with the guns during the day, drink cup number 1, drink normal plasma water without the salt, and drinking the salted water from cup number 2, gargle, and put the salt. And today was really funny, because today I had no pain at all, but I said, I'm gonna go to the dentist, because my sister said to me, if inflamed, the dentist will not be able to do anything. But so I was determined to reduce the inflammation before going to the dentist. So I arrived at the dentist, and by the time I was there today, I had nearly no pain. So when I arrived, they expected me to be in emergency, but actually I had already hardly no pain. And my guns looked pretty fine. And I went to the dentist, and the dentist said, look my guns, said to me, no, you definitely you have not inflammation here. You got nothing. You got no abscess. Maybe you just irritate your gums a little bit. And I said to the dentist, I'm sorry, but I really think it was abscess because all my mouth swollen and my throat, I could not talk. So I was very in pain. And I said to him, I was going about to the emergency, you know, because dentist, because it was really in pain. And he said to me, but I don't see much now. If you want, we take a X-ray to see if the X-ray, if I can see any inflammation inside the gums, because like this I don't see anything. So he did the X-ray, and even in the X-ray he said to me, I'm sorry, but I think, you know, it's just, you just had the problem with just the gums, because maybe, you know, you inflamed, you know, maybe the feelings was too deep, and I just was touching the gums, is inflamed. And I was, I don't know if, I mean, in one way I was very happy, because I thought, okay, this is the proof that, again, that the guns super work. Up to the point now the dentist doesn't believe me that I had information on the tooth. So I was very, very happy in one way. So I wanted to share this because it's very important to understand. I want to share, to also to share how important it is also to keep the salt that it's form on top of the gums, and is like Mr. Keshe said, it's very precious. And the dentist said to me, if you want, I can give you antibiotic anyway. If you feel like this, you know, you could have, if you're not happy about what I'm saying, whatever. And I said, no, thanks. I got my antibiotic. I said, it works fine. And I tried to explain about the guns, but it was not much interesting. But I was super happy. And if today I have no pain, but the past day I could not eat. I was really in pain. And today I'm already, you know, I back to eat like normal. It's just unbelievable. Like Ricardo said, that he did the instance healing, and this person was, Ricardo said it was the next day, but I bet it was instant. And maybe the next day this person reported, because what amazed me about the guns and the plasma technology, it's really the speed of recovery. That is what really fascinated me most of everything. So on Friday, I thought I had a really serious problem, because I had the abscess in the past, and I couldn't get, you know, it's quite a serious thing if you are away from doctor or dentist. And with the guns in away from everywhere, I had these guns in my house. Again, I was available. They were available then for me to use them straight away. And after a couple of days, it's like I never had any problem with my tooth. So I'm really amazed of the speed. So I just wanted to share this, just to underline the importance of the cup number 2. Yeah, so it worked for toothache, and and if someone thinks it's got an inflammation of the gums or on the tooth. Thank you.
Very good, Stefania. And I'll second that, because I've also got a broken tooth, and that's one of my favorite techniques to maintain it, is to just rinse with the plain Gans water. And it works really well to both alleviate any pain or swelling or inflammation. And it seems like it's like a miracle to irritated skin and irritated gums. So yeah, thank you, Stefania. Very, very good.
Even sore throat, because everything started with a sore throat, and I noticed at the moment the sore throat goes around here, because now we're going for autumn, so you will have hot days and very cool evening. So I had a few clients who called me, because I'm a therapist, so I keep in touch with them, and I try to teach to a few of them the cup. And they having sore throat, and so even the sore throat went away immediately. Yes, yes. I just
Yeah,
want to.
so there's a lot of people now that are wearing masks, as everyone probably knows. There's a lot of rules around mask wearing, and so I asked a cashier recently. I said, "Geez, wearing that mask all day must be very uncomfortable." And he said, "Yeah, I get zits all over my face, worse than when I was a kid." But not as bad as my buddy who got strep throat from rebreathing his own bacteria. So this technique of using the GANS water and some of the materials from cup 1, cup 2 in certain ways, and especially that salt that collects around the rim, it could be a very effective way of treating these kinds of mask problems that come up, which are skin issues and irritations of the throat due to bacterial overgrowth and so on. So that's, you can imagine, for example, masks that are have some sort of either sprayed with GANS water, so it helps as you're breathing, or even some sort of system where you breathe the vapors of the GANS water while you're out and about. Might make a bit of a gurgling noise, but it not necessarily. Could be an ultrasonic, maybe an ultrasonic sprayer or some sort of system for keeping that protection.
Rick, shall I, sorry, you have in the Q&A, Lee, with one comment regarding the experience of Stefania.
Oh, thank you.
Perhaps it's better to reading because it's not, I don't know, it's reading, it's better, like a testimonial.
Well, I'll promote Lee, and maybe they would like to just go ahead and speak, but maybe not. Would you prefer I read what you wrote in the Q&A, or would you like to deliver it personally, Lee?
Hi everybody. Hi Stefania.
Hi.
Hello. Would you like to
I
tell us your story in person here? It's always better personally.
okay. I had the same happen to me last year. It started with a really sore throat, sore tongue, and the roof of my mouth. Then I had the tooth infection. The dentist didn't clean it; they just filled it, which I thought was very strange. I put up with this for some months, and eventually I had to have the tooth extracted. But I went through pretty much everything that Stefania said.
Wow. Wow. So did you have to extract your tooth?
Yeah, unfortunately, the doctors wouldn't listen to me, wouldn't believe me, didn't want to hear a word about liquid plasma. Pretty much what I'm trying to get at was after all of this happened, this ability became super enhanced. I could taste and feel everything so much stronger, as in my glasses and my keys and the steering wheel, things like that became just more enhanced. And I think that goes in with what the first testimonial of what Ricardo said.
Mm-hmm. So you would taste things through touching them, basically. Some people are that way with metals. They touch copper and they can taste it, for example.
As crazy as that sounds, yeah, it's true. The other day in a workshop, someone dropped a piece of metal and it was so loud, I tasted it. I know that's crazy, but I know
Oh,
other people
wow.
can relate.
Good one. So you mentioned in the chat that you use the copper oxide, I assume GANS water or GANS in some way, to keep the infection manageable. Could you explain that a little?
Yes, I'd previously made a CuO2. This was last year. I only found out about cup 1 and cup 2 this year. I didn't drink any. I just kept the jar of the Ganses next to me for some hours at a time each day. And I obviously, when the pain went down, I'd walk away, but I knew that I needed it or else I was going to be hospitalized. I probably should have taken myself in sooner, but I didn't want to lose my tooth. I tried to deal with it as much as possible, but I was going for the amino acids and I keep all of the solutions. So I was pretty much just drinking and rinsing with the salt waters. The salt is amazing. Go straight for the salt every time, the salt.
Yes, the salt makes sense. I mean, it's an old time remedy, the salt water for sore throat, gargle salt water, or for tooth infections. But using the GANS and GANS cup 1, cup 2 sort of materials, it's like salt water but supercharged, and a whole different realm of healing seems to come into play.
Mr. Keshe said the salt of cup number 2 is 10 times stronger than any antibiotic that you can buy. So, and also I use it cup 2 when I had the COVID to reduce the fever, and you take the fever in no time. So the salt of cup 2, it's stronger, like it's like I said just now, like more than any antibiotic. And I had the proof this weekend with my tooth. I'm sorry about I didn't grasp your name. But the lady just talked.
Lee from Spanish, from American.
Lee. Sorry about about you lost your tooth. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that yeah. So yes, salt and water is good, of course, for gargle, but the cup number 2 salt, you can use it as an antibiotic instead of antibiotic. Yeah.
Thank you for, yeah, I did keep my tooth. It's just not in my mouth, unfortunately. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you can do the calcium with that.
I've been wanting to get a dentist to, after spending $5,000 this year just on dental work, I've been begging one of my dentists to write into the foundation. And I have a question which I'm not really entitled to answer. Is it faster to grow your cavities back or grow your teeth back? No one seems to want to answer that question. I'd really love to know.
Well, that's a good question. Whether, it's that you mean it's better off to have the tooth extracted and try to regrow a tooth, or to regrow it when it's broken off basically and no longer to start, if you have a cavity, for example, do you try to fix that through the plasma technology, or do you try to regrow the tooth if it's quite decayed, let's say? Is that what you mean?
Yes, Rick, that is exactly what I mean. I think there was 3 options: regrow the tooth in your jaw, regrow teeth in your jaw while you still got existing broken teeth, or regrow the breaks in your teeth. I've had teeth problems my entire life. Spent obscene amounts on dental work, and I'm not sure if it was from taking Ganses that perhaps that's the reason why all my fillings were falling out again. On the principle of it's making foreign bodies leave mine. I really didn't say that very well, but I found out that they all were falling out at the same time. I hadn't changed my diet. And even though they'd fallen out, there was only pain for a little while. And it seemed as if they were smoothing over and refilling. I did have one dentist comment on one of them, but none of them were game enough or allowed to say, oh, your cavities are regrowing back. But I panicked and I went and got more fillings. So I've made bigger holes in my teeth, basically. I've been using a lot of Cup 1 recently, and I'm expecting all my fillings to fall out again. Yeah, I've been upset that I couldn't get in touch with the foundation because I had many questions, mainly to do with dental. So Stefania, thank you very, very much for bringing that up. Thank you.
Lee, welcome. But you could come to Thursday teaching and ask directly to Keshe, because this would be a good question. Maybe you can ask. Maybe he will be able to. I don't know actually if we, because sometimes we avoiding doctor question in live, isn't it, Rick? So I don't know, but maybe he will answer. I don't know. But it's a very interesting question, and you just remind me that I had a friend who I taught him to do the cup. And his feedback was, he didn't specify very well what happened to his tooth, but he said his tooth improved after he had used the guns of the cup, and he said that his hair became black. He had a few white hair, and they became black again. So he was very, very happy. But I didn't have the full detail of the tooth. That's why I didn't share it yet, because but he was very chuffed and happy, and seems to have done good to his teeth. I think John is trying to regrow his teeth with the help of the guns, if I correct.
Oh, really? John who?
From Spanish group.
Yeah,
John
Argentina.
Wells.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I'm also on that list. I've got my right lower molar in the back is broken off pretty much at the gum line. There's a little bit sticking up in part of it. And I'm just maintaining it. I thought that it would be an emergency. The nerves are exposed and so on and so forth. But the nerve is actually repaired, or somehow that area is no longer an issue. And the pain has gone away. There's no pain. There's, you know, I rinse it regularly with Gans water. And I also brush it with a toothpaste that I use. It's kind of an Ayurvedic formula that works for me. And it's about to recreate, or to get the teeth to repair themselves. It's all about creating the conditions, creating the environment for that tooth to be able to do it. It's, you know, our body likes to heal itself when we give it the correct environment. And sometimes that environment means avoiding some of the things that are triggers for creating the conditions for certain bacteria or certain electrical impulses to take place and so on, that can lead to breakdown of the enamel in the tooth. So when we realize that, gee, all that sugar I've been eating really does affect my teeth. And maybe I should at least brush after I eat certain foods so it doesn't get stuck to the teeth and start creating that environment. So that's part of my learning lesson here at
So, Rick,
older age.
you keep the tooth uncovered because the tooth you're talking about is the same tooth I'm having problem right now. Because the strange things was in the lockdown that I couldn't go to dentist.
Same thing happened to me.
I were looking after it, like you say, no, drinking the guns and use the guns. I had no problem. The moment he put the temporary filling, it's where the problem started. So now I'm debating maybe to
Best
not
thing
have
happened.
filling done.
Yeah, the best thing that happened to me was to lose most of the fillings and teeth that had the fillings and so on, because all of that, mercury and whatnot that they put into the fillings is gone, and that's a big load off my system, basically. So the more teeth I lose, the better off I am. I was thinking of a joke. You could say, I'm 92 years old and I still have all my teeth right here in a jar.
But
So,
okay, you keep it uncovered. You keep it uncovered. Oh
yeah.
wow.
Well, the thing is, the
Okay.
oxygen is part of the process. Think of it as creating nanomaterials.
Like a cup. Are you
Because
right?
that's exactly what the coating of the tooth is. It's a nanomaterial. That's what the dentists or the what they call it, biochemists that have looked at the structure of the teeth have determined it's a nanomaterial. It creates itself, and it's very much like the copper nanocoating process, where you can immerse it in a liquid and like the caustic, but it won't necessarily turn black. It won't necessarily start forming the nanocoating on that copper until it's exposed to the atmosphere or to the caustic vapors and so on, not just the liquid, but the vapors. When we bring it out of the liquid, then we start to see almost immediately that the black nanolayer coatings start to form. So in a way, the tooth has to be exposed in order to allow it to grow. And then when it gets covered by whatever fillings and so on, that's not going to, we don't hear stories of people regrowing their teeth with fillings on them necessarily. There's no room to grow. There's no conditions or environment where you have the oxygen, which is part of that structure. It's like the copper oxide is on the nanocoating is part of that structure. So when we create the conditions and environment, and think of the truth as putting that nanocoating on the copper plate, basically. You don't want to use caustic, but you do want to create the right pH environment, for example, which is one of the big things about sugar. It creates an acidic environment that's not the correct pH, and it can etch, the acids can etch into that nanocoating. The same as if we take our nano-coated copper plate and put it in vinegar, it'll probably eat away at the plate fairly quickly and down to the bare copper. So there's actual scientific papers that people have been experimenting with recreating the tooth enamel and regrowing teeth. And there is some special environments that can be recreated that way. And part of it is they're experimenting with electrical charge or electrical fields, basically. So if you think of the GANs and the GANs water as aiding in that electrical, changing the electrical field around the teeth, and the addition of the salt, of course, is the same as the you know, creating the CO2 GANs or other GANs in the CO2 box or in the cups, depending on which era you were talking about. We know we can create materials in that salt environment. And normally our mouth is a salty kind of environment, but not to the extent of having the salt from a cup or the amino acids added to that and so on and so forth, different combinations. So there's a lot of room for knowledge in this area, and for us to share our knowledge and to learn, you know, from those that are the professionals, those that are the dentists that are becoming knowledgeable about the plasma technology. Well, they will be able to apply the correct ingredients, the correct materials that we create for ourselves, to apply them in a more exact way, let's say. But for me, just using the GANs water is a really good start, both drinking it and rinsing the mouth with it. And also just forming the intention of, I want to grow my teeth back. I don't see why I can't. and just sheer determination and confidence that it's possible to do. When my tooth first broke at the first part of the pandemic, you know, pandemic hits, here it is on the west coast of Canada. The first group that got hit with the pandemic were the dentists. And they went to a convention, and there were hundreds of dentists from all over the country, in fact, all over the world, this big convention. And there was, some of them had the co-virus, and they infected others there. One of the dentists actually died from it. And that shocked the dental community. And, you know, they shut down operations. All the dentist's office were shut down. One of the first things that got shut down in this area. So there I was with a tooth that had broken right off, and no dentists available. So I didn't really want to go either at that point, because, you know, who wants to go to a dentist that's probably got the co-virus and working on with your blood and everything else that's around, and that's a pretty hazardous situation, or so it seems. So I basically dealt with it, and part of dealing with it was the fear of, gee, what's going to happen now? I started to have my face swell up like Stefania was talking about, and you know, I realized, you know, this can be a very serious situation. And in fact, it was. I ended up having a fever for a couple of days and was pretty sick basically from it. And then through the use of the GANs and GANs water, and actually fasting for a few days and staying away from food and away from irritating that area, I realized, whoa, this is actually starting to heal up and feels way better. And, you know, and then I think, well, maybe I can handle some food of certain kinds, or maybe something sweet. No, that doesn't work. Ouch, that hurt. And maybe coffee. Oh no, that hurt too. So having to, I basically eliminated those things from my diet for a period of time. And sure enough, the area healed up much better, and through the Ganses and so on. it made it totally bearable, and it's just a minor inconvenience that sometimes there's a slight irritation, and I know that perhaps a little piece of food or something's got caught underneath, and I do an extra good brushing. Or sometimes I also use, which I highly recommend, is those water pick type things that you can actually get in with a stream of water to flush out any bits and pieces in there that might be causing the wrong conditions and the wrong environment for the growth of that tooth. Teeth like to grow. They're actually always growing a certain amount. Same as the nano-material, the nano coating on your copper is always growing as well. It's not just a stagnant coating. It's always recreating itself from that base copper, and some of the nano coating is going back into copper at the same time. So there's a flow back and forth at that surface level. So we just have to allow the flow to happen with the tooth. Teeth like to be happy. They don't like to be sad and full of holes. They're thinking, why does my host create these conditions for me not to grow and to have holes in me? And once we realize that we can go with the flow rather than against it, and aid our teeth to do the best they can to rebuild themselves. I've got a situation I'm watching too with another tooth with a cavity in it, and it's one of my front teeth, and I noticed it a couple of years ago, and I went, gee, this is shocking. I have a cavity in my front tooth, which I always thought were my strongest ones. So I'm watching it, and I use, again, the same techniques, and it had actually gotten a bit into the gum line. It was right at the gum line, so it was irritated, and I could see the gum was irritated and so on, starting to turn black. And through continual observation of that and just paying attention to it, doing a little extra brushing and using the Ganses and Gans water, that area is actually healing, and the cavity is starting to close up rather than getting bigger. So I'm really encouraged by that, and I know now that it is possible to do with the right conditions. So for people have to come to your own sort of program at this point about that sort of thing, and you have to be careful, because if you know you're getting infected, like the way Stefania or myself were, that can get very serious. You're talking about a blood infection, and you normally they put you on antibiotics right away, and possibly even in the hospital on intravenous antibiotics. But if you know how to reduce that inflammation, for me, I know fasting always works for me, and if I'm inflamed in any way in my guts and so on, I know through repeated experience that fasting can cure virtually anything. But you add the Gans water into a fasting situation where your body is so receptive and so ready to heal, and it's just like bingo. It's the magic formula it plugs in, and it's plug and play. The Gans does its thing in that environment because there's nothing to oppose it. We don't have a mouthful of food that's trying to digest, and all these acids and so on going on to try to digest food. We just have our own enzymes, which are busy going about healing all the parts of our body and so on. And that's when we do our best healing, is when we're resting, not when we're eating, not when we're actually eating the food. Food doesn't do any nutrition for several hours after we eat it, and then it has to digest, and more of our energy goes into digestion and so on and so forth. anyway, that's a whole different kind of topic, but the use of ganses with teeth are definitely a big area, I think, for further investigation, as they say. And we have dentists like Azar that can help guide us with some of the latest knowledge about in the actual dental industry and so on. I'm not sure, it would be a good question for Mr. Keshe, perhaps. He tends not to want to, well, the Keshe Foundation and myself, we try to not ask Mr. Keshe some of the medical questions because he'll want to answer them, but then he can get into trouble with the medical profession with professing to actually have answers and solutions to the things that they don't or aren't managing properly. So we try to keep those medical questions for the private medical kind of teachings and for the doctors and so on. But some things are appropriate, like how to, recreate the calcium in our bones or the calcium and tooth material that's how do we recreate teeth, basically. So you see anything else about that? Any other questions or comments, or other people might have experiences similar?
Rick, I don't know if you make the question, it's right, but I want to say you look the clock because you need it to rest for tomorrow. Depends of you.
Well, we've been going 2.5 hours, but I'd like to find out if there's any other people that have testimonials. That's all fine. Got time for that. So, yeah, let's open up the floors. Anybody else have something they would like to share with today's testimonials meeting? Attendees, you can put your hand up if you've got something there. Let's look at the live stream. Nothing on live stream. And by the way, the YouTube is not broadcasting today. We had some trouble with the broadcast getting hooked up to our live streaming service. So there will be a video uploaded to our regular playlist in YouTube and the Keshe Foundation YouTube channel of this workshop. Are there any other questions or comments?
I have the question for Jalal.
A question for Jalal, okay. You say you have a question for Jalal?
Yes, because I see he's present in very silent.
Okay, so what would your question be?
I don't know. I have my soul, but it's very fun because Liliana asked me to speak in Spanish group. I leave the Italian because I make the translation. Meantime, Stefania speaking. And now I want to know what FEC wake Jalal, because I don't I feel, but I don't feeling in.
I am here, yes.
Okay, now I go to sleep. Okay, everything is okay. Thank you, Jalal.
Just wanted to hear your voice.
Good night.
That's enough. That's enough. See you, Jalal.
Okay, good night. Sleep well.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody has to get their little plasma hit one way or another. Okay, well, we could wrap it up if there's no further testimonials for today. It was certainly lovely to hear both Ricardo and Stefania with their experiences. And I note that for both of them, Stefania said it very well. She said it was the only option, using the GANS water, or the GANS plasma technology and so on, was the only option that she had. The dentists were closed. Same with me, actually. It was my only option with a broken tooth. What do? Do I go into emergency and deal with whatever they're going to do and so on, or try to, you know, as usual, I just try to deal with it myself. And the GANS technology is the best option. So same with Ricardo. He was in a position where the GANS water didn't get delivered for whatever reason. There's lots of delivery problems happening and post office shutdowns and whatnot in the States. So for him, doing it virtually through Zoom and transferring that emotion of healing just directly through the Zoom or through him was the only option. That's the best way he could determine to actually deliver the power of the GANS technology, or the power of our own GANS inside of ourselves, perhaps, but as represented through the cups and as represented by him taking a few drops from each cup and putting them together and so on, and using that as a way of communicating with his person on the other end, who was very weak and succumbing to the coronavirus, apparently. And next day he's got a negative test and is doing far, far better. So this is an interesting idea, that the technology comes out and really shines when it's the only option. There's no other option. So that's very encouraging, because if we're in space and there's some trouble with an individual or the group or whatever, the whole spaceship, well, we always know the only option is to refer back to the plasma technology. And sure enough, under those stressful circumstances, the answers will come through. So you just remember, when we're in space, to always remember your plasma technology. We'll see you through, however you see that. Alrighty, thanks everyone for attending today's public meeting for testimonials. We'll have another one in, let's see here, It looks like Monday, October 12th, I think will be the next second Monday in October for the next public meeting for testimonials. So keep that in mind, and maybe you'd like to make a presentation or some sort of input for this meeting.
And don't forget to remember the people for 24 this month is changing from 9 to 2 p.m. It's
Right,
always better to remember.
The Knowledge Seekers Workshop, you mean, will be at 2 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. Central European Time on Thursday. That's on September 24th. Okay. Keep that in mind, and that is second Knowledge Seekers Workshop after the next one. All right. We also have the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace meeting coming up on Tuesday, September 15th at 4 p.m. Central European Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, and also the Keshe Plasma Reactor group after that on Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, I think that's it for now. I think we've covered it.
Almost, Rick. Sorry, because Mr. Keshe is saying is not only Wednesday teaching. Is needed to look in the American team, in the Portuguese team, for knowing and showing what it's when it appears, Mr. Keshe. 1 hour, 2 hours, what it take for knowing the presence of Mr. Keshe in what is teaching. It's not only in 1 day of week, the knowledge. It's every time when Mr. Keshe is present, or in any groups, when he's present or not, we're learning every day from each other. Sorry, only this I want to say.
Oh, that's good, Dan. Thank you. Yeah. And on Wednesday, was there going to be a special group for an hour or two in Zoom?
Chit
Like,
chat.
pardon me?
Chit chat in this. I remember Mr. Keshe saying
called it a chit chat. Yes.
I think this is in the private teaching.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, I think it might be in the private teaching. But I wasn't sure if you committed to that or if it's just a possibility.
No, because what we have in Wednesday in the private teaching this class, so he wanted to extend it.
I remember it's starting the new semesters. Never stop the lesson in all the language, but it's needed to remind the person, the college, for inscribe to students, private lesson and everything else, because it's new beginning. Always is new beginning.
All right, very good.
And you have Barbara with hands up.
Thank you so much, Rick, and everyone. Thank you.
I have a question from Thomas here. The recordings are available to me, but can I be invited to live private teachings? Well, they should be on the student schedule, which hopefully will be out shortly if it's not already. And those are available to all the private students of KF SSI. So if the recordings are available to you in the private teachings, then you don't have to be invited to the live private teachings. You just have to know and click on the link or go to that particular Zoom room when it's happening, according to the schedule. But the Wednesday one might not be on the schedule. I'm not sure. It might be just posted in the students channel of the Zoom students channel of KF SSI Education, it's called. And if you're one of the 1,000 or so students there, then you'll get the notice when the private classes or private teachings might be happening. There's other private teachings that might be happening in other channels, but that's for the students in the Zoom in particular. So many different medias going on simultaneously that Mr. Keshe is available in at times. It's pretty hard to keep up. I don't know how he does it actually. Many places and many at the same time.
Rick, I think Barbara have a question or something.
Oh, I see a hand up. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hi, it's Barbara. I just heard you guys talking about the private teachings and that. Do you know when they'll be sending out our login information for the Zoom? Because I was supposed to get it in July, and I haven't received anything, and I've been checking my emails and my spam.
I'm not sure about that. You could write to either info@keshe.foundation or the, what is it, education@spaceshipinstitute.org, I think it is.
Okay, yeah, I already sent them an email, so. Okay, thanks.
Or asking tomorrow in One Planet, One Nation, One Race.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think that's it. Say what?
No, you have Fernando with hand up and down for a little time. I see it.
Okay, well, that's too quick for me. Anybody else? So the private classes are starting the 21st, is that correct? Next week from now? Fred asks in the chat. I think that's correct. Anybody confirm that? Well, I'll post a notice as soon as I find out the what's coming up on the schedule, and also if there's any private teaching, we'll post that in with the students channel and so on. Okay, I think that's it then. I think that's it. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay. Thank you everybody for attending the public meeting for testimonials for Monday, September 14th, 2020. And we'll see you next time around at the testimonials meeting or at one of the other public teachings. Okay, bye for now. Thank you for being here.